So, in the process of establishing the farm, the first thing that happens is you have to set your territory right. It should be a clear demarcation, the area in which you want to play, where no one is coming in and disturbing you, or you are not going out of your boundary to do something and later on someone says, no, you are doing this in my area. So, it has to be very, very clear cut. So, in my case as well, I faced a similar challenge. Uh, it was not a challenge to be very precise, but it was the first activity which I took on, and I feel that I think it is one of the best thing which I did and started with. So the first thing was, what kind of fence should I put in this environment? So there are various options, and the first option was that I should go for uh, barbed wire, easily getting. Traditionally we all have been putting the barbed wires, but the drawback of having barbed wire is that you are putting it in rows, and anyone can stretch it and come inside. Plus, all the smaller animals like rabbits and hare and your porcupine, they would come from the lowest, the space which is there in the on the ground. So I decided, and it is porous, when you are lifting it, anyone can come inside, and so it is defeating the entire purpose of having a proper fence. So I decided not to go for barbed wires. The next option was that I should implement a wall. I should build a wall all along my farm, and having that, it was would have been very, very expensive, and would have taken long time. So I was not in for that as well. I decided not to go for it. The reason being, establishing the walls, and it would have taken 4 or 5 months just to, and engaging those many laborers, and every day they would come. I found it to be very, very complicated and tedious, and the more time anything takes, it the cost also increases. So this is what I have learned over the period of time. So again, the wall was not an option. Another drawback of having the wall is that if elephants, because elephants were there at that time, and even now elephants are there, though the frequency has reduced drastically because of so much of construction which has happened lately here. So elephants would have broken that wall. If elephants would have broken those walls, I would have to rebuild it immediately. I could not have waited, and that would have increased my cost. So I decided it was a good decision that I didn't go for the wall as well. The next option is you should try, and which is very, very, it is in it's there right now, that you should put electric fence. So electric fence, I don't want to put it. The reason being, for electric fence you require a proper clearance around the fence. Now in 2.5 acres, if you are implementing the fence, you will have to do either of the two things. You first put a wall, going back to the previous discussion of the walls, and on top of that wall you put the pillars or angles, and on that your electrical fence will go, so that there is no vegetation which will come and hamper or stop your electrical fence to function. The another option is, every 2 3 months you spray the weedicide so that no growth happens around the fence. So again, both of these ideas were not going along with what I have been planning. So the last option which comes is chain link fence. So I decided to go for chain link fence. Why I decided, and I don't regret the having chain link fence, is that chain link fence, it's porous, like there is a cross ventilation which is happening, so it is not stopping the wind from passing by. That is point number one. Point number two is chain link fence is elastic. So the wires in chain link fence are not welded. So whenever something hits or strikes on that chain link fence, it goes back and comes back to its original shape most of the time, unless that strike is not too much. So that was another advantage. The third advantage, which actually worked really well for me, is that when the elephants would come, the elephant don't look at the kind of fence. They just see that okay, there is a food here, and they would come inside, be it a wall, be it chain link fence, they will topple it. But they are very smart. They will topple it from the angle. So they will put their feet on the angle which is holding the chain link fence. They will cross over and come inside. Now, the advantage is, because being elastic, the fence will not break. It will lean, it will stretch, and it will lean. So, what we could do is we could pull it back and bring it back to its original shape. So, that is how, like, if there is a major damage, you have to, of course, replace it. But so far, we had at least, if I remember right now, there were 3 incursions of elephants in this farm, but we have not replaced the fence as yet. It is functioning, it is doing its job, so we are okay with that. So defining a territory and choosing the right fence is very, very important. People think that okay, they should go for live fencing as well. So what I suggest, that you erect your chain link fence first, and on top of that you can add bougainvillea or some other kind of a creeper, a thorny creeper. Because why bougainvillea is good in my opinion, because monkeys don't walk on that vine because of the thorns of bougainvillea. So it doesn't, they don't walk on that, so it becomes, actually it really safeguards. So this is my experience, and this is why I feel that establishing your territory is very, very important. uh, People should know that they are not invited. So there is a, it also like, so there are two different kind of threats, like one is like the real threat and one is visual threat. So at least when there is a boundary, so people generally don't intrude inside. So you have the many advantages. So I think the first thing first, have a right boundary, define your territory. See you.